Hello, good evening. It's another Monday. Good evening. I had a very restful weekend and I was really looking forward to Monday. So I'm happy to be here this evening. How are you doing? I hope you're also fine. I hope you had a restful weekend. Well, I'm here again on our talk show. Let's share it. It's the talk show for Listening Ears Charity. And as usual, my name is Toyi Ogunbanjo. And I'll first tell you briefly about our charity Listening Ears before I go into the show, because of people who are watching us for the first time. So I'll tell you about a little bit about Listening Ears. Listening Ears is a charity that started in 2006 out of a heartfelt concern about the level of isolation that is prevalent in our community. Over the years, which is about 14 years now, still counting, come October, God willing, we will clock 14 years that we've been on. And in the space of that time, we have established some projects to cover the area of our passion. And there are three main areas where we work. The first area is about reducing the level of isolation, predominantly among the elderly people. And then the second area of our passion is about supporting and empowering young girls and nurture them along their journey to adolescence. And then our third area of passion is about enlightening and empowering local members of our community to take very small steps of change at a time so that they can improve their health and achieve total well-being. So within the space of those three areas of passion, we run different projects. And I will take you quickly through those projects because I don't want to waste your time at all. But I need to do this when I come in every week because of people who are tuning in for the first time who don't really know much about listening ears. So it's important for them to know where we're coming from so they'll be able to follow what we are talking about on this program. The first project I'll talk about is our project for the young girls, which is called the Rosebud Center for Girls. And it's an exclusive space for girls from the ages of 7 and 19. And what we do is provide them that space where they can just be girls. We'll talk about girly things, talk about things they don't want boys to listen to, sometimes talk about things that they don't even want parents to hear, but then they still have to talk about it. So we give them that space where they can be who they are. We receive them where they are at, and then we provide that helping hand, that supportive hand, without any kind of judgment, and support them to get to where they need to be. So they have that space where they learn through different workshops, they learn to build their confidence, they learn to find their expressions. The workshops we run for them, it's inexhaustive, the list. We run workshops for them to build their confidence. We run workshops for them to teach them around healthy eating, healthy cooking, how to be physically active. We run workshops on arts and crafts. They do jewelry making, they do fashion design, photography, media, mention it. We just everything that will interest young people and give them a space to be able to find their expression. So that's what we do. In fact, occasionally, periodically, we kind of take a survey from them, know what they want to do, what will interest them, what will enhance that journey for them. And then because it is about them, we try to focus all our activities around the areas of need that we have identified. And that particular strategy cuts across all our projects because our projects predominantly is to serve the community. So all the time, we kind of do a survey, find out from our service users what is it that they need, what is it that they want, how can we support them, what are we doing right, what do we need to change. Across all our projects, that's what we do. So that's that about the girls project. And by the way, that girls project, Rosebud Center, clocks 10 this year because he started 2010. So he clocks 10 years this year. I'll give you information because we are going to really celebrate. We are going to celebrate and celebrate all our achievements in the 10 years that the project has been in existence. Because in the space of that 10 years, at least on top of my head, I know that at least about 700 to 800 girls have passed through that project, which I believe it's a big landmark and it's a big achievement. I will give all glory to God. We thank God for His mercies. Thank God for all the members of the team that I have who work with me to support these girls. Thank God for the parents who are giving us support and cooperation to release their girls and to trust us that the girls are in capable hands. So I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all the parents who have believed in us and who have released their girls unto us. Because once in a year, we take the girls away. We take them away for a whole week. We take them on a residential. Last year, we took them to Lancashire. You know, it takes a level of trust for parents to release their girls to you for 1 week, one whole week. Come on. But God was on our side because we took away 32 girls. You heard me right. 32 girls we took away with their ages ranging from 7 to 18. It was a lot of work, trust me, but it was also a lot of fun. So we took these girls away. That is a space for them to find a home outside of the home, if you know what I mean. Because Lancashire is very far away. No mommy, no daddy for one whole week. The girls have to organize themselves. They have to arrange what they are going to cook. They have to learn to do shopping. You know, many of these girls, some of them don't even go to the shops. Everything mommy does it, but we don't allow that at Rosebud. We get their hands really busy on the kitchen sink, you know. So we had that 1 week. We were able to spend time with them morning to evening every day. We did several workshops and then we had a space to know the girls better and to be able to support them better. For some of them who went away from their homes for the very first time, it was a beautiful experience, although the very first night or two, it might be a little challenging for them. But we already had loads of tissues in case there will be some crying, so that we need to pat their faces with tissues. But thank God, the girls surprisingly, you know, they coped. They didn't. There wasn't any crying. They didn't really, but then of course we provided opportunity for them to speak to their parents periodically during the day. Even around that, we had to give them some discipline because they cannot just be on their. As a matter of fact, at Rosebud Center, for all our workshops, once the workshop starts, the girls are not allowed to go on their phones because they have to be disciplined. So we did the same thing when we took them away on the residential. And so in the morning, they can say good morning to their parents and their loved ones, and then they have to surrender their phones. And then in the evening, they can phone their parents and talk about their experiences for the day. You know, those who are missing mom, they can hug their moms on the phone. You know, so it was a very lovely experience. Now that's enough for you today now about Rosebud. Let me go to other projects before we spend all the time today on what we are doing. But it's important for you to know what the charity does in the community. And we've been doing this for 10 whole years. I think somebody will clap, somebody out there will clap for us. Yes, so the second project that we run is a project that we run to support the elderly people, and we call that the Feel Good Centers. At the moment, we have two of them, and the vision, the long-term vision of listening ears is to have Feel Good Centers in different areas of London. As a matter of fact, if I can be very ambitious, to have Feel Good Center in different parts of the world. People who know me, they know I'm very optimistic. I have very tall dreams, and I know it is possible. There is nothing, because my Bible tells me with God, nothing shall be impossible. So we're hoping that in our own little way, we will be able to touch the world. Because what listeners is really passionate about is this level of isolation. It's terrible. And it's not just for elderly people, everybody. I mean, the pandemic that just happened that we are still going through, is an evidence of the fact that isolation is deadly, it's terrible, it's a silent killer. You know, there is a survey that says that isolation actually kills 4 times more than smoking. I don't know whether it's 4 times or 7 times more than smoking, because it's terrible. You don't have anybody to talk to. You are just on your own. If there are challenges, if there are problems, not having anybody to share it with is not the best place to be. So we established these feel good centers, and what it is basically is to provide a drop-in space for the elderly people and the over 50s to come over to have a chat, have a cup of tea, have coffee, have a nice sandwiches, nice lunch, lovely array of fruits, and then they do exercise. Because, of course, I have told you that listening here, one of the key things that is one of our major issues is about supporting people for total well-being. And one of the key things to achieve that is by being physically active, which actually is the topic we are going to today. So to fulfill that area of our vision, we provide chair-based gentle exercises that they can do regardless of whatever level they are at. So the instructors are there, they are professional instructors who have been working with elderly people for a long time. They are insured to do what they are doing. And then they engage the elderly people, and they go at the pace that is convenient for all of them to join in. So we have two at the moment. We have one in Abewood, which we call the Feel Good Center, sorry, Feel Good Friday, which runs every Friday. And that's been going on now for 11 years, still counting. That clocked 11 this April just gone past. And then the second drop-in center we have for the Feel Good project is in Thamesmead. And that's already clocked 2 years as well. That started in June 2018. And we call that Feel Good at the Atrium, because it takes place within the Atrium Community Center. We actually do that in partnership with the Peabody. So we create that space, do it's a replica of what we do on Fridays. They come there, have a little bit of exercise, have some lunch, have tea, coffee, lovely sandwiches. I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to Kim, but she makes them very lovely sandwiches every week. So, and then once in a while as well, once every year, we take the service users, we take them to the seaside. And last year, we went to Brighton. It was a beautiful, beautiful trip. And talking about that, I will use that opportunity to say very big thank you to our supporter, our corporate supporter, Annington Limited, who are sponsoring, they sponsored our trip to Brighton last year. We usually every year we hire a coach. So they sponsored the coach, they paid for the coach, and then they also bought a fish, very fresh fish and chips for everybody on the coach, including my humble self. And then when we finished that, they took us to the ice cream parlor, and everybody had lovely ice cream. It was beautiful weather. So we enjoyed it. That's what we do. Once every year, we take them to the seaside. The service users will decide where they want to go. There will be suggestions from them, the different places that is of interest to them. And then, of course, we will take a vote. And whichever places is most popular is the place that we are going to decide for them to go. So that's what we do once every year with the feel good centers. So we are hoping that we will have opportunity to establish another one. Actually, our plan was, because we're already having some discussions for a third one before the pandemic set in. So that will have to be postponed until when everything settles down. And meanwhile, while the coronavirus is on and not allowing us to open any of our drop-in centers, we are still in touch with our service users, and life goes on. Business as usual for us, because they are now joining on Zoom. For the feel good centers, in case you have anybody who is, who wants to join the exercise group, It runs on Wednesdays and Fridays from 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So if there is anybody that you know who wants to join the Feel Good Center, the person can give us a call, or they can go to our website to send us an email. Email address is feelgoodcenters@gmail.com, or they can send an email to help@listenears.org, and then they can we'll be able to discuss with them and give them the passwords and things like that, and all the information that they need to be able to join the exercise class and the different interactive programs that we do. And for the girls, for the Rosebud Center, we are online every day from Monday to Friday for the girls. So if you have any girl who is between the ages of 7 and 19 and you want them to join the Rosebud project, please go to the Rosebud website, which is rosebudcenter.org, and then you can send us an email from there. You can fill the form, contact us, and somebody from the team will get back to you, and you can join our project. Then the next project that I will tell you about that Listening Ears organizes is the one we call Community Angels. Community Angels is our outreach and befriending project, which is predominantly for elderly people, and we take the service to them in their homes basically. So what we do is we recruit volunteers who, of course, we do the DBS check and make sure that they are safe to work with elderly people. They have been vetted by the police as being okay. And then, of course, we can be able to protect the interest of our service users. So the volunteers, we pair them up with service users, and the volunteers, they are the angels because they go to visit these people in their homes, and it's an opportunity for the service users to look forward to seeing somebody in the week apart from the milkman. Because trust me, for some of these service users that we have, they don't even see any other person to talk to throughout the week except the milkman, which is a shame. And we don't want that kind of trend to continue because we know the impact of it, that it is very negative. And that is why we established that project, Community Engagement. As a matter of fact, it emanated from the feel good centers because after some time, we started to have service users who became too frail to come to the drop-in center, and they still need the service that we offer. So we had to take the project to them in their homes. Some of them is because of health issues, some of them because of mobility challenges, some of them they just got too frail, they couldn't cope with coming out anymore. So we just want to make sure everybody is supported. Then we have our project we call Steps to Living. Step to Living is our health and lifestyle community project where we enlighten and empower members of our community to take very small steps of change in their cooking habits, their eating habits, and their general lifestyle so that they can achieve a tremendous improvement in their overall well-being. And finally, our baby project, it's this talk show, Let's Share It. And as the name says, Let's Share It is an opportunity for us to interact, provide a space where you can ask questions, we can give you information, we can receive information from you, we can exchange ideas. Like I said to you, I do a lot of work in the community, so that opens me to all sorts of discussions and topics from people. And I always think, you know what, all this kind of information, it is important for us to share it. That is number one. Number two, because we believe that a problem shared is a problem half solved. Because that's actually the main slogan for Listening Ears. If you look on our website, once wherever you see Listening Ears, the slogan that you find is sharing the burden and achieving positive changes. So it is in fulfillment of our slogan that we have started this project, Let's Share It. And we believe that a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. And many times, people don't have a space to talk about what they are going through. Sometimes it is because they are not even sure of what the response of the person they are talking to is going to be. And you know what? If you have a challenge or you have an issue, and the person you are trying to share with is just going to condemn you, what's the point? But this is a non-judgmental space where people can talk about their opinion, talk about the challenges or the problems or the issues of their lives, and can proffer advice. The little knowledge that I can share as a counselor, I will give it. And then, of course, down the line, in the very near future, we will be inviting people to be on this panel with me. If it is not because of the pandemic, maybe when all this is gone and we are all back to proper normal, we'll be able to invite different professionals from different walks of life who can support us on the program. We can invite lawyers, we can invite professionals in different fields, so that whatever kind of question people have, we can be able to have professional answers and authentic answers and advice from such professionals, because it is in their area of work or competence. But at the interim, if you bring up your questions, the ones that I can, we will share it, whatever it is. And then, with, like I said, with my little knowledge and the experience as a counselor, we can look into it. And even if we don't have total solution to your problem or to your challenge, the very fact that it is shared, I believe it is half solved already. And that will give you some kind of relief. So that is what this show is about. And the show comes on air every Monday evening at 5 o'clock on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/listening ears. And if you have any contribution you want to make, maybe you want to ask a question or you want to contribute to what topic I'm talking about, you can type it in the chat box and I'll read it. And we take your privacy very seriously. If you don't want me to mention your name, we are not going to, except you say we should mention your name. And I also want to request that if anybody calls in or writes, rather you not mentioning anybody's names, because we like to keep in line with the data protection regulations. And then I need to tell you what not to expect on this talk show. We will not discuss politics. We will not discuss religion, although we can talk about faith, and we will not discuss ethnicity because we are very inclusive. People don't have to be a particular ethnicity or faith to receive support from listening ears. As long as you need support, you need somebody to talk to, we are very happy to work with you, regardless of who you are, where you come from, what you believe in, and all that. So you are welcome to send in your contribution or send in your questions on the program. Type it in the chat box and then I will respond to it. Yeah, today is our episode number 6. You see how time flies? We just started, it looks like yesterday. But I'm happy, I'm loving it, I'm enjoying it. And I want to say thank you to all of you who faithfully come to listen on Mondays generally. And then for those of you who can't listen on Monday, because a number of friends and associates and well-wishers have contacted me to say that at that 6 o'clock they are still at their work, they are busy, but they always go on to watch later. So you can always go on YouTube on our channel and you can watch whichever episode you have missed and several other videos we have on the channel. So we've been talking about, as I have said to everybody, one of the key areas of passion of listening ears is about your total well-being. So we started a series about it. I gave you an introduction into it. We did a lot of preamble last week. And then today we are going to start on what I would call like a wellness journey. And then, like I said to you before, and I'm saying it again, that the primary focus of this program is to share ideas and to empower each other on our journey to total well-being. That's the main focus of this program. That's the objective of the service of our charity, Listening Ears. So today we will look at being physically active and how the choices that we make, how it impacts on our total well-being. This is generally called exercise. Meanwhile, when you talk about exercise, well, from my little experience, remember I told you I will only talk to you from the experiences I have gathered over the years. They don't necessarily need to be your experience. So your experience might vary from mine. So you don't need to be hard on me. Just take me as I am, because that is my personal experience, and I can only talk about my experience because that is what's going to make me sound natural to you, as opposed to trying to talk about somebody else's experience. Because if I talk about somebody else's experience and you ask me questions, obviously I'm not going to be able to answer your questions. So I'm better off talking about my experience, so that whatever question you ask me, I don't need to start digging into books before I give you an answer, because it is my experience. I can easily give you an answer from that experience. I think that makes sense. So, generally speaking, when I work with people in the community, because professionally I'm a health and lifestyle consultant, so when people come to me and we're talking about the moment people hear exercise, I want us to talk about what goes on in their head or in their in their brains once you talk about exercise. A lot of people are like, oh, here we go again. Some people are scared, some people they don't even want to talk about it. Some people are afraid, some people think it is difficult, some people think it is unachievable. A lot of people with different kinds of opinions when you talk about exercise. But the thing is, I want to say to you today that it is an achievable thing. It doesn't have to be as daunting as you think. By the time we share it on this program and we break it into little pieces, you'll be able to agree with me totally that it is not as terrifying as you might have assumed. Now, physical activity, if we go and look in the dictionary for what the definition of physical activity is, it says physical activity is defined as any bodily movement produced by skeletal muscles that requires spending your energy. And there are many types of physical activities, as we all know. It includes swimming, running, jogging, walking, even dancing. That's a physical activity. In fact, talking about dancing, that's one area a lot of people don't think about. The moment you talk to people about physical activity or exercise, the first thing they think about is gym. And it's so funny. I don't understand why a lot of time, and I say this without disrespect, please. I don't want anybody to anytime, maybe I should apologize ahead of time. If I say something that you are not receiving properly, please don't take it personal. That's just me. That's just Toyin. What you see is what you get. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, and I'm not saying that to undermine anybody. I'm just saying it as it comes to me. So please, 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 I don't want anybody to get offended when I say certain things, and I don't want you to take anything personal. Just take it as if that's how you came to that girl Tonya, and that's how she decided to speak about it. So what I was talking about is that a lot of times, and again, that is from my personal experience, when I work with people and you are talking about physical exercise, the first thing they think about is, oh, I have to go to the gym. Tony, I can't afford the gym. Tony, I don't have the time. Tony, we just get so defensive. Start to tell you, I don't know. I think I don't understand. Maybe that's the way the human being has been wired. I don't know. But because I don't come from that school of thought, so sometimes I find it, very funny that people just want to give up on things before they even make some effort. But for me, people who are close to me, they know me. I don't give up on anything without trying. In fact, giving up is not in my dictionary. It's not part of the things I consider at all when I want to do anything. And trust me, and I say this with a lot of humility, if I tell you that something is not doable, trust me, you will hardly find somebody who is going to be able to do it, because I will have tried, and different strategies, different dimension, because I don't believe in giving up. It's not part of my being. I don't give up. And so that's why when people come to me, the only thing I can do is to encourage them. Because no matter how challenging our problems or our challenge, You remember the first edition I told you, I don't like using that word problem. I have tried to remove it completely from my diary, from my dictionary. I don't like to use that word problem because it is so negative. I prefer to talk about it as challenge. And when people come to me and they talk about, oh yeah, I have a problem, I say, please, you need to change that language first. So I want to talk about challenges. So I don't know why when people want to talk about their challenges, the first thing they want to talk about or focus on is what they cannot do. It's I just can't get it. I don't, it's difficult for me to get my head around it. When people can't first look at what is it they can do, as opposed to talking about what they cannot do. But well, that's the human being for you. So the moment we start to talk about exercise, and tell me, Toyin, I can't go to the gym, I can't afford it, I don't have the time, I don't have the this, I don't have the that. They will tell you myriads of things that is the reason why they cannot do something. But then the irony is there are so many other ways that you can be physically active, which is part of what we are going to talk about on this program. And one of it is dancing that a lot of people don't think about. And it is so cheap. In fact, it is costless, it's free because everybody listens to music. Everybody. If you can put on your YouTube at home, you can put on your iPod or your phone or whatever, and then you can just keep dancing, and you'll be surprised, you'll be amazed. You know what? You know the time I discovered that dancing is really very physically exerting when I joined line dancing class. If you went to line dancing class, the first thing that you will think you are doing is that you are having fun, which is true. But then by the time you keep going, because that particular time, I think I kept going to that line dancing class for almost a year. Do you know I lost some weight? You won't believe it. And I only go once in a week. I lost some weight just going to, and that line dancing is not really exerting. You just go. Those of you who know how to do line dancing, you know what I'm talking about. You just go gently, you go this way, you go that way, you go back, you go forth and all that, and you just think you're having fun. And because you are doing it consistently, you'll be amazed at how much weight you will lose and how well it clears your head. Anyway, we'll go through all the benefits of the exercise. That's just preamble, preamble about physical exercise, breaking it down, that it doesn't have to be the gym. In fact, thank God now the pandemic has organically closed all the gyms. So a lot of people now are just sitting in their houses, sitting by the television, just watching it and eating and piling up the pounds. And honestly, I am afraid for all those who are doing that, because the challenge is that it is so easy to pile up the pounds, but to shed it, hey, that is some mission. So it's up to you. So physical activity, it also includes all activities that involve bodily movement. And it could be done as part of playing, it could be done as part of walking, it could be done as part of carrying out even your household chores at home or any other recreational activities. Even things like going up your staircase. I had a client some time ago, and of course, like I said, the moment we started to talk about physical activity, obviously she came up with all the, oh Tony, I can't afford the gym, oh I don't have the time, I've just had a baby, blah 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 blah. And she went on and on. Trust me, I just kept watching and smiling. And you know me, smiling is my second nature. I don't find any effort in smiling. And then I kept smiling. And she was like, what's wrong with you, Tony? Why are you smiling? I said, well, that is me. People who know me, before you see me, you see my smile. I'm an addictive smiler, if there is an English word like that. Anyway, let's on a more serious note. So I was smiling and I told her, because by the time she had filled the form, and of course I've seen the profile and data where she lives and all that, I discovered she lives on the third floor of a building. And by the time I told her, You have a gym in your building. she was she said, what are you talking about? I said, trust me, you have a gym in your building, free of charge. A gym that you don't have to fill any membership for, a gym you don't have to pay any money, a gym that is free for you 24/7. She was so confused. She was wondering, what still is he talking about? I told her, look at all those staircases. What are you doing with them? You go up the staircase, go up, down, up, down. If you do that 3 times a day, you'll be amazed how much. She thought it was a joke. But of course, because the sessions, I had to give her assignments and homework, and she has to do it anyway. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't give her the next session if she doesn't do it. So, by the time she did that for me, faithfully and diligently for 6 months, and I mean only 6 months, you need to see how much weight this lady lost. You won't believe it. Just going up and down her staircase in her house. So she has her baby. Once the baby is asleep, she can just quickly go down the staircase, come back. Or maybe, or she can even put the baby on her back or do whatever is convenient for her. But the bottom line, she found time. Maybe it's when the husband is back, and she can just tell the husband, hello darling, just give me about 30 minutes, I'll be back, I just want to do my exercise. So the husband can be there in case the baby needs some attention. And up down, she does my assignment for me. And by the time we kept on monitoring her weight on the scales, the BMI went down, the weight went down, and even she felt better. She told me she slept better, all the headache she was always feeling, and all sorts of whatever, even her skin. Anyway, we will go into all the details by the time we talk about all the advice. That's just a digression. We'll be doing all sorts of digressions. I love it. I love all this because sometimes you need all these digressions to put a spice in what you are saying, because I like to bring everything to life, to make it real. So you won't think, oh, it's just what is in the books they are telling. No, whatever I come to tell you here, even if I have read the thing, the way I work is that when I read anything, I go and do my own research. I do a lot of studying, and I have very few people that are respected authors and speakers that I listen to. I have my mentors and all that who speak. I listen to them. So even when they say certain things, I go and check it out. I go and check it out before I share it with somebody else. So when I check it out, then I can add my own dimension to it. So when I tell you anything here, know that even if I read it somewhere, I have done my own research, and I know that it is authentic, and I know that it is going to be profitable information for you. Hence, I will bring it to you. So, physical exercise or physical activity can improve your health, and it can reduce your risk of developing several diseases like type 2 diabetes, like cancer, like cardiovascular diseases, and it can also have immediate and long-term health benefits for you. Most importantly, regular activities can improve your quality of life, and it can allow you to experience total well-being. And that's the focus of listening here, how we can achieve total well-being. So one of the key things that you need to do is to be physically active to be able to achieve your total well-being. And the secret is to make some form of physical activity part of your daily life, because that's another thing, that's another secret I'll give you today. You see, if you want to be physically active, it has to be a daily routine. And daily routine, like I have said earlier, is not about going to the gym, but about just having something you are doing regularly, and it doesn't have to be monotonous. Otherwise, if it is monotonous, it's going to get boring, and when it is boring, you get fed up, and then you won't be able to sustain it. So you try to be dynamic about it, you try to be flexible, you try to be creative. So whatever you find that you are enjoying, because obviously if you are not enjoying what you are doing, it's not worth it. So you have to make sure you are enjoying it, and then you make it a routine. It might even be just taking a walk after your lunch, if that's what you feel like doing. and you don't have to do what you did on Monday on a Tuesday. You can decide to change it. Nobody is going to challenge you for that. You can do what, but the important thing, one of the key things that we do and that we need to avoid is sitting in front of the TV for a long time, because a lot of us do that so much, particularly now. These days that there is the pandemic, people are working from home. That is the tendency, if one is not well properly disciplined, there is the tendency to just sit in front of the computer or sit in front of the TV and just keep on watching. Even when you are working from home, one of the key things I would like to advise people about is to at least get up every 1 hour, even if it is for about 5 minutes, and just take a walk around, get away from your table, so that at least you can exercise your legs. Because you see, apart from the benefits of being physically active, if you are sitting down for too long, you could have a blood clots on your feet, and you don't want that, because it's very dangerous. And you see, all these little they are very little things. They are little, but they are significant. They are small things, but they are very significant. They are not insignificant. So it is very important. And being active has shown to have many health benefits, both physically, mentally, and it can even help us to live longer. It can prolong our lifespan. So if we engage in exercises and be physically active, it gives us a lot of incredible benefits. And that those benefits, they can improve nearly every aspect of our lives, both inside and outside. Every aspect of our health, both inside and outside, we can have improved health if we make a practice of being physically active. The regular physical activity can increase the production of hormones that make us feel happier and help us sleep better. Because there are a lot of people, they have challenges with their sleeping. If they do physical exercises, they'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how, you see, God is a very creative God. Very creative. The way God has put together the human body, the human system. He has put it together in such a way that the whole body works in synergy with one another. So that's why we can't say the finger is not related to the leg or to the hand. Every part of the body has to work together in harmony. Otherwise, I mean, if there is a headache now, the leg can't tell you it's not the head. If there is a headache, it will affect the leg. If you hit your foot against a stone, your head will feel part of it. So we have to find a way of maintaining a kind of an all-round uh, discipline and maintenance of our health, so that we will be feeling fantastic. And it can also improve the appearance of your skin. A lot of people don't understand that. If you do physical exercise, you will feel it on your skin, because your body, like I said, because the whole body works together. Somehow, trust me, I don't, because I'm not a nutritionist, but from the little things that I can know in that area, in the area of my own profession, bit of common sense, you just discover certain things. You'll be surprised how your skin will even appear to look better when you are physically exercising yourself. And of course, obviously, we know it helps us to lose weight and then to keep it off. Because sometimes some people lose, those people who do all this, what they call yo-yo diet. I don't I don't advocate dieting at all. It's not part of what, even with all our programs, what we do is to support people around maintaining healthy weight, healthy weight management, as opposed to doing a dieting. So those who diet, when they go on some terrible, strict, unnatural, regimented programs that they call dieting, it's difficult for them to sustain it. They can't maintain it. So ironically, when they have lost that weight, you'll be shocked when you see them back. What they will pile on will be more than what they lost. which is very sad. So, and it also lessens the risk of chronic diseases. And it's even been proven that even when you are physically active, it improves your sex life. So, which is so important. And there are so many benefits, but today we will look at some top benefits of regular exercise and how it benefits your body and your brain, and of course how it enhances your total well-being, which is the area that is crucial for listening ears, because that's what we are all about. So the first benefit we are going to talk about today is that it can make you feel happier. Actually, I have about 10 minutes. I'm not sure we'll be able to finish it today. So we'll probably continue it next week. But then let's just get as much as we can get to today, and then we can continue it next week. Now, one of the first things that I said is that it makes you feel happier. Being physically active has been shown to improve your mood and to decrease your feelings of depression, your feelings of anxiety, your feelings of stress when you are physically active. This is because the process of being physically active, it changes in the parts of the changes, it produces some changes in some parts of the brain that regulate stress and anxiety. And it can also increase brain sensitivity to what is called serotonin hormones, which relieve the feelings of depression. So if you are physically active, that is a very mental benefit for you, and I don't need to overemphasize that. And then additionally, exercise can increase the production of some endorphins, which are known to help to produce feelings and reduce the perceptions of pain. So that's a very brilliant advantage of it. Furthermore, exercise has been shown to reduce symptoms in people suffering from anxiety, and it can also help them to be more aware of their mental state and practice distraction from their fears. These are things that will make them, that will sensitize them to be able to take such steps. And interestingly, it doesn't even matter how much workout you do. That's another area that people get a lot of confused, because sometimes people think you probably have to do 3 hours in a gym and all that. What is very crucial about your exercise is about your consistency and your regularity. It doesn't have to be for an endless period. It doesn't have to be for a whole hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, because for some people, they tell you, oh, they want to be physically active, they do their exercise today, and then until another 3 weeks, they don't do anything again. Maybe they maybe they have a wedding coming up or a particular function or program, and they have bought some dress, they want to really look nice in the dress, and then they go on, they say, oh, I want to lose weight. You see them jumping every day, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they really can't sustain it. They do it, they just, so when they set themselves goals that they cannot achieve, because the first day sometimes you see them, they go to the gym, they go to the swimming pool, they go to play squash, they do in one day, and you see the thing, that's not how you will shed the pounds. So you will have to be, it is the consistency and the regularity and the commitment that matters. So it is not how much time we have spent to do it. There's actually a study that was carried out in 24 women who had been diagnosed with depression, and the report showed that exercise of any intensity significantly decreased their feelings of depression. So the effects of exercise on mood, they are so powerful that choosing to exercise or choosing not to exercise will make a great difference, even over a very short period of time. And there was another study that was conducted on 26 healthy men and women. They were already healthy and they normally exercise regularly. So the study was for them to either continue exercising or to stop exercising for 2 weeks. That was what the study was about. So those who stopped exercising, they experienced increases in their negative mood, and those who kept on exercising, they were feeling fine. They were very okay. They didn't have any health issues, don't get me wrong, but it was like a survey, a study. They wanted to check out what is the effect of when people exercise and when they don't exercise. And then they put together these 26 men and women. For 2 weeks, they allowed one group to continue exercising. And of course, they checked their mood, their negative and positive mood. And then the other group, they didn't allow them to do exercise. They also checked and recorded their mood. And the check was redone after the 2 weeks. And the difference was it was surprising. So that's it. Then number two, it can help you with weight loss. Of course, I don't need to overemphasize that. Almost everybody, well, in fact, everybody knows that. However, I will need to explain how it does that so that people can, because sometimes people will do better at certain things if they understand why they are doing what they are doing. Because a lot of times, one of the things I have found out is that a lot of people are not able to do things right because they don't actually have an understanding of why are they doing what they are doing. And if you don't have an understanding of why you are doing what you are doing, most of the time you wouldn't do it right, or you get discouraged so easily and you just want to give up on it, or do something else. So that's why I'm going to bother to explain, not the fact that you don't know that it helps weight loss, but I need to explain how does it do it and why it does it. So exercise is crucial to supporting our fast metabolism and burning more calories per day. It also helps you to maintain your muscle mass and your weight loss. Studies have shown that inactivity is a major factor in weight gain and obesity, and I am sure we are all aware of that. And to understand the effect of exercise on weight reduction, it is important to understand the relationship between exercise and energy expenditure. Energy expenditure is how your body spends the energy, and your body spends its energy in three different ways. The first way is how it digests your food, and then the exercising, and of course how it maintains body functions like your heartbeat, like your breathing. That's how your body utilizes the energy that it gets. When you are dieting, a reduced calorie intake will lower your metabolic rate, which will delay weight loss. A lot of people don't know that. That's what they get mixed up. On the contrary, regular exercise has been shown to increase your metabolic rate, which will burn much more calories and will help you to lose weight. So that's why sometimes you find some people, they say they are dieting and still they can't lose weight. It's because they don't have this proper understanding, or they get it mixed up, or for some reason they just need to get things straight. Additionally, studies have also shown that combining aerobic exercise with resistance training, it can maximize your fat loss and muscle mass maintenance, and that is very essential for keeping the weight off. Because if you lose the weight, you need to keep it off, because there is no point in you stressing yourself, spending all your time to lose weight, and then you can't keep the weight off. So it's not, what will be like a waste of your time. The next point I want us to share is that physical activity helps you to build muscles and strong bones. It may also help you to prevent osteoporosis. Exercise plays a very vital role in building and maintaining strong muscles and strong bones. Some people, yeah, I mean, I'm sure most people know that. Then physical activity like weightlifting, it can stimulate your muscle building when it is paired with adequate protein intake. And this is because exercise helps you to release the hormones that promote the ability your muscles need to absorb the amino acids. And this helps them to grow and reduces their breakdown. And then as we age, we tend to lose body mass function, and that can lead to injuries, that can lead to disabilities. So practicing regular physical activity is essential to reducing muscle loss and to maintain strength, particularly as we age. So sometimes I tell people, in fact, the older we get, the more we need to be physically active. You see, because when we are growing, all our body, all the parts of our body are reducing in terms of their strength, their energy, their elasticity. Talk about it, whatever kind of ways it's reducing. So that is when we need to exercise more, so that we use that exercise to oil all these parts of our body. That's why they say that statement, you don't use it to lose it. For instance, look at our program for the elderly people. That's why because we are very aware that when people reach age 60 and above, they have more tendencies to having a fall. So one of the key things that our exercise instructors do for our elderly people is to support them around doing exercises that helps their balance, to improve their balance. Because once you can take charge of your balance, even if there is a tendency to fall, you will be it won't be as terrible, because in fact the tendencies will be greatly reduced of falling. You see, because you have been used to oiling the bones of your legs, of your joints, of your knees, and then it is supple and it's flexible. Because when it is not supple and flexible, it will be stiff, and then it is very easy to just lose your balance. And then once you do, that's why you keep hearing of elderly people falling. So this is one of the things we try to prevent by asking our and having had a chat with our instructors. We understood that those are part of the areas that they can be supported, and we do that regularly. So their physical exercise sessions usually include opportunities of them working on their balance to maintain it. And then exercise help us to build bone density when we are younger, in addition to helping us to prevent osteoporosis in the future. When I told you that when we are getting older, we need to be more physically active because of the ways that our body is kind of decreasing in terms of strength. And then high impact exercise like gymnastics or running, they have been shown to promote a higher bone density than non-impact sports like swimming and cycling. Ironically, the time is so gone. We have only 2.5 minutes. So what I think we will do is we'll continue, because I had 10 I wanted to share with you today. And I think we've only gone through 4. So next week we will go through the rest. And I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody who have tuned in to listen to me today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all those who have been supporting our charity listening years for the past 14 years. We have quite a number of people who are monthly partners. They partner with us by supporting us with little donations every month. They've set up direct debit to help listening ears. So we are looking for more partners, and if you are out there, you want to support us, we'll be very grateful for that. So if you go on our website, www.listeningears.org, you will see all the details, all the information that you need. Our bank details are there. You can contact us, you can email us, you can set up a direct debit, you can do any way you can help us to support what God is doing through our charity listening ears. Other ways that you can support us is by volunteering your time. We still need more community angels. We need telephone befrienders, because we have so many clients that we don't have enough hands to support them. So we are always in need of volunteers. You might want to volunteer your time, you might want to volunteer your skill, you might want to volunteer your experience. We will greatly appreciate it. And you might want to volunteer as a mentor, different kinds of. If you get in touch with us, if you go on our website, you can go to the download page. You will find the volunteer application form there. You can easily download it and you can complete it and email it to us. The other way you can help us is, because everybody stay at home now and shop online, there is an opportunity for you to help us to raise money without costing you anything. If you go on our website, you will see the information about easyfundraising.org. If you register there, and as a supporter of listening ears, they just ask you simple questions, tell you to set up an email address and all that, and tell you to put a password. You can put anything as your, in fact, your password can be I love to support listening or something just random. It doesn't have to be your personal password. And the main reason why the system is asking you to do that is so that it can keep you posted about the progress of the charity that you are supporting. So if you did your shopping online, for instance, I think there are about 3,500 retailers that are enrolled on that line. So when you go to any of these 3,000 retailers to do your shopping, maybe Argos, ASOS, eBay, Amazon, or all airlines are there. So if you went to their website and did your shopping, when you finish and you check out, the retailer will drop some pennies for listeners. They don't give us much, it's just a few pennies. But if you bought your air ticket, that's when they give us meaningful money. Sometimes they can give us £10, £15 if you buy your ticket, because it will be a lot of money. But if you did your regular shopping on eBay, on Amazon, sometimes they give us 25 pence, 60 pence. But trust me, all those pennies, they add up. They really do add up. So for those of you who have already signed up on that particular easy fundraising, I think at my last count we have a little over 100 people now who have signed up to support us. So we want more. We are hoping to get to 1,000. So please help us to reach our numbers and sign up there so that anytime you shop, at no cost to you at all, they will drop the pennies into our account. So I'd like to say a very big thank you again for giving me your 1 hour today while you come on this program. Let's share it. That's the talk show of listening ears. And I want to say a very big thank you again for your time. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday at 6 o'clock. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.